Look, the big news, it was a big game tonight. The Milwaukee Bucks against the Los Angeles Clippers. The defending MVP, Giannis Antetokounmpo, against the defending finals MVP, Kawhi Leonard. Both men firmly in the race for the title of best player in the world.
Who was going to the game tonight?
You were going to go. I was thinking about going, even though it's a 7 o'clock start. I would have missed the first half.
Probably, from where we have to drive.
But I did contemplate it just to see those two. Now, I'm not even thinking about going. And
guess what I did this morning?
Yeah,
I sent Monique. I sent her an email and said, thank you, but no thank you.
No need to go.
Works at FS1
because Kawhi Leonard's not playing. The Clippers are giving an official reason of that there's some type of knee injury. And the NBA has backed that up. The NBA has said that the Clippers are compliant with the league's rules. They call it the league's resting policy. So here's what
Boulder Dash, Poppycock.
Here's what they're saying, Rob.
Nonsense.
They're saying that basically the Clippers are like, look, we've got a long-range plan, and, this is a part of it. Let me cut through the nonsense. What they're saying is that Kawhi is damaged goods. Now, I don't think he is, but that's what they're saying. Because they're saying he's damaged goods in that he can't play 82 games or 80 games or whatever. If he does, he's not going to be able to play during the playoffs. And so they're saying we have to manage this knee. We have to manage this injury, and therefore we have to hold him out of certain games back-to-backs. Hold him out of one half of the back-to-back games, and that's just the way it is. Now, that's what they're saying. I don't believe it. I don't think Kawhi is injured. I don't think he's hurt any more than any other player. Last year, I could live with. We sat out 22 games last year. I could live with that because you were coming off a season in which you only played 9 games.
Thank you.
And, I get that. But you played every game in the playoffs, were brilliant, led your team to the championship, and opening night, the Warriors said you're 100%, there's no limitations. So what? You've sat out 2 games in 8 games. 2 of the 8 games you've sat out. And what I'm saying, Rob, you go ahead, because I know you want to go off, and I got a few other thoughts.
This is just, Chris, this is the ridiculous part. And Adam Silver should be ashamed of himself, again showing he's just a pushover for the players, doesn't care about the fans, and he doesn't. He doesn't care about the money that they spend and whether or not they matter. And I'm not going to buy this. Chris, if he has a bad knee, Kawhi, sit out until your knee is better. Don't play at all. Don't play a single game. I'd rather him sit out the next 3 months until his knee is better and he can play basketball again. I'm not buying this. He's resting, saving himself for the playoffs, and it's not fair. It is not fair. And I want a lawyer who's out here listening to us, Chris, right now, to call in. Do fans have a legal, could they have a class action suit against the NBA for consumer fraud? When they sell me, did they tell me this when I bought my season tickets, Chris, for the Clippers? No, I didn't buy any. I'm talking about as a fan.
No.
Did they tell me this? His knee is damaged. He can't play back-to-back. Please let me know so I can decide in good faith whether I want to spend my money on Clipper season tickets. If you're an attorney, I would love to hear from you. And this is the way that they market 877-99 on Fox is the number. This is the way that they market the games. Come see Kawhi against Giannis. That's what they say. They don't say scheduled to play. They can't even do that on television. Tell you who's going to be on, Chris, and they not be on. They can't even do that. Whenever they have those big award shows or whatever, or they say scheduled to appear. Snoop Dogg. You know why? In case he doesn't show up. You can't do it to people who are buying tickets and spending money. It isn't fair. Stop it. It's the greediest thing I've ever seen. They want their cake and eat it too. We want to sell you tickets and then not play. When people get hurt, I get it. I'm all on board. You got a bad knee, you can't play. Tough luck. That happens in sports. I'm not buying this at all, and I think it's a damn shame what the NBA and now what,
hold on.
the
NBA
Adam
needs
Silver
to enforce it.
has signed off on.
The NBA needs to enforce it, but don't let Kawhi Leonard the Clippers are in a bad spot too. Kawhi Leonard signed a 2-year deal or 3-year deal, but the last is a player option. So he's got them over a barrel too. They don't want to lose him. And so they're going to go along with it, but he can't escape blame either. And here's what the league said. The league office, is a direct quote, in consultation with the NBA's director of sports medicine, is comfortable with team medical staff's determination that Leonard is not sufficiently healthy to play in back-to-back games at this time. That's why I said they're telling you he's damaged goods.
No,
there is no other indication that this guy isn't healthy. When he's out there, he's playing tremendous basketball. And so it is just, it's ridiculous what is going on. And I think personally, Rob, there's some sort of maybe a mental block with Kawhi. He's only played more than 70 games twice in his career. 2 of his 8 years, he's played 70 or more games. I think he feels like if I play more, I may injure myself. There's no other. I don't know what the explanation for this is.
I think I didn't have a problem last year like you because he's coming off an injury. He had questions about how his hair care was handled.
If Paul George comes back and they do this, that's fine.
He's coming off a major injury. I get that. But he played, like you say, last year. He played, and I know they didn't play back-to-back. I just wonder if they had to play back-to-back, would he really have sat out a playoff game? I don't believe he would have, but that's just me talking. I just think it's wrong, and fans are always the ones left holding the bag. And I just think it's unfair. And if I'm ESPN, Chris, is it ESPN tonight or TV?
Yeah, ESPN.
If I spend all this money, we tripled the NBA fee for TV rights, tripled it. And now here's a marquee game that people can watch, right? And it's not. And do you see the ad that they had for the game? It's just a picture of Giannis. Oh, is that nice?
They need to get the NBAPA, National Basketball Players Association, needs to get involved too. Because here's the deal. If this continues and maybe gets worse, not just Kawhi, but other players really start doing it, the NBA or the ESPN or whatever other network bids on the NBA regular season games, they're going to take that into consideration.
Why not? I would.
Right. ESPN should be furious right now. They're going to take it into consideration, and they're going to offer the NBA a lesser deal.
And you remember.
And that's going to affect the salary cap, and players are going to make less money. The reason, remember a few years ago when the salary cap jumped, that was because ESPN overpaid for the NBA rights.
They tripled it.
Had to let go of a lot of employees because of it.
Yeah.
So that's why it's directly related. NBA and your players, do not get it twisted. If fans get sick and tired of this mess, it is going to hurt you in the pocketbook.
In the long run, it will hurt you.
LeBron James in his 17th year out there playing hard, and Kawhi, 8 games into the year, has to sit out twice? What in the world is going on? Now, there are those, Rob, who will tell you, I don't know this as a fact, but some will tell you that Kawhi let the Clippers know, I'm playing 65 games. And that it's already scheduled out what game's going to miss. Basically the back-to-backs. And it's not cool. Again, if you're legitimately hurt or even banged up, we're fine with that.
I get that.
I would be fine with LeBron in his 17th season
if anybody,
doing that.
And when LeBron started doing that, you remember a lot of guys did it. Steph Curry. There were those big Saturday night games on ABC. Right. All these guys taking the night off. And you remember?
Yep.
Finally, ESPN balked at it, and the commissioner said, hey, and the only reason he said something, Chris, not because the fans were upset and they spent their money, because the networks said this ain't right. We're paying you millions and millions of dollars, and we got people turn the game on a Saturday night and go, Steph's not playing, LeBron's not playing, I'm watching Golden Girls rerun.
People are,
that was me.
Half the people that were going to watch this game tonight may not watch it. A quarter, 30%, something like that.
Do you have the same feel for it? You're not interested.
I was hyped. I don't even care. I mean, I'm an NBA fan
You'll
and analyst,
right.
obviously.
You'll put your eye on
watch it, but no, I'm not nearly as excited about this. There's a lot more to say. I'll end it with this, Rob. I get Kawhi Leonard is arguably the best player in the world, but this hurts him because half the best ability they say is availability. If he misses 15 games and the Clippers go 6-9 in those 15 games, that affects your seeding, may affect your ability to get to the finals. How is that helping? When you're healthy, that hurts your case as the best player in the world. And I said this on Colin Cowherd's show today, and I'm going to say it here. If you do this type of load management, then you better win the finals. That's it.
Well, you have no excuse.
If you
then.
win the finals, then the Clippers fans, everybody else going to be like, hey.
They'll justify it.
It'll be justified. Even though it still wouldn't be great, it'll be justified. But if you don't win the finals, then people are going to be highly upset, and they're going to look back at this stuff as a reasoning. Okay, is load management going to be the down? Is load management a problem? We want to hear from you. 877-99 on Fox. We threw it out to you, 877-99 on Fox. You have a problem with all this load management going on in the NBA, mainly Kawhi at this point of the season.
It was bad a couple of years ago, and the commissioner said something, and that changed.
But here's the thing, quickly, before we get to calls. A lot of people will think about this in relation to the Spurs, but I was looking it up. Tim Duncan played 77 games his second to last year. First half of his career, he was playing 80, mostly 80 games.
It wasn't as bad, right? It wasn't as bad as people thought.
Now, they limited minutes to about 33, 31 minutes a game, probably gave guys practice days off. That's how you should do it.
No doubt about it.
You don't have to do it in a game. Let's go with Brian in Atlanta. Brian, you're on with Chris and Rob.
Brian, is he punched
Hello?
up? All right, Brian's
let's go
there.
to Aaron in Minneapolis. Aaron, you're on with the Odd Couple.
What's going on, guys?
How you doing?
Good. Heading home from work right now.
All right. Where are you on this?
So, there's two sides of the story, but I got to say, I was a diehard Pistons fan, all right? In 2003, I moved here to Minneapolis, and I went to a Pistons game at the end of the season, and they sat everybody because the night before, they locked up the playoffs. That was the most trash game I've ever seen and the most money I've spent to watch nobody. And to have that happening early in the season, it cannot be good for the league by any means.
Well, that's a good point. Look, I generally have not had a problem with players doing it at the end of the year. You know,
like right before the playoffs.
Yeah, the last week or two. But I do understand even that. The fans are still shelling out a lot of money. I mean, I don't think that's as bad. But this is a whole different level.
But can I give you this?
3 weeks in.
When you let the fans know, like in the NFL where they play only one series, Chris, or something, right?
Right.
People don't buy preseason tickets for that. They know that the players aren't playing. They're not interested in going. And that's my only point. Let us know, and then I can make an honest decision. Is that Lie? Who is that? I can't.
Let's go to Lie in Kentucky. You're on with Chris and Rob.
Yes.
What's happening?
Turn your radio down. I can hear it in the background.
I'm excited to be on with y'all guys, man.
Yep. Go ahead.
I just want to say, Chris, I like you, man. Rob, you my favorite though.
I appreciate
Thank you,
that.
brother. Go ahead. What's your point? We got you.
Man, that load management, it's a mustard crap, man. It's 82 games in the season. I understand if you can't play, like you said a while ago, then yeah, we can understand that. But let's go out there and give them 15 minutes or something. You know, give them something.
But you know why they won't do that, Lie? There's a reason. Your stats go down. If I go play 15 minutes,
that's absolutely right.
That's why they won't do it. That's
absolutely
why. Thanks
right.
for the call and appreciate the support. JD in Colorado, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio.
Hey, let me get right to it, fellas. Are you there?
Yeah,
Yep,
go ahead.
yep.
Yep, we're listening.
Yeah, all right, let me get right to it. There's a couple of things. Number one, I think it's terrible for the chemistry for your teammates and it might create some resentment. You got some dogs on that team, being Patrick Beverly.
Yep.
They're going to put out there every single night. And Kawhi is taking games off right now. He's missed 30% of so far this season. So it leads into another point, too. That makes me think he can't be in the race for the best player in the league.
But
they're
right.
going to put it out there every single day like LeBron is, with 10 times more miles on his legs, much older than he is, and just trying to show the world he's still the best player. Secondly, if his knee is hurt, that's a big-time problem for the Clippers.
It would be if it's true.
Right.
But I don't think it's true. You made some really good points. Look, this is going to hurt him in postseason awards. I had him third team All-NBA last year simply because he missed 22 games that he didn't have to miss. And he deserved better, but he didn't play.
He didn't play enough.
So, yeah, I felt justified with it.
Isaac in Minnesota, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What you got?
Hi, guys. I'm not an attorney, but I've been taught in life, the philosophy is to follow the money. And so with that in mind, the NBA feels incentivized to, enable these players to do load management because at the end of the day, they're looking at their bottom line knowing that these players are going to be healthy in June, where the viewership is going to be much higher than it is, for viewership that might happen in the season. Now, granted, I know the integrity of the game is affected because, obviously you've got all these fans paying for these tickets. But if it's not hurting the NBA's bottom line at the end of the day, then there's no change. I mean, they're just going to enable them, unfortunately.
Yeah, but
I don't think the NBA likes it.
They can't like it.
They can't because it's going to hurt their bottom line. We talked about earlier
Yes.
with ESPN, TNT.
You thinking about you're like cheating the paying customer. You're cheating ESPN, who's got a national game tonight that might get half that might get half the audience,
Right.
and then they have to give back make goods to advertisers. They charge them a certain rate. It's a headache for networks.
Yeah, but look how disastrous it was last year, when the injuries happened in the finals. I mean, it wasn't really interesting at all, with all these
but
players
that's
that were
not
injured.
based on the fact that they played during the regular season. Those are just freak
Those are injuries that happen.
That can happen
and
to anybody.
Thanks
at
for the
any
call,
time.
Isaac. And the other thing, too, is, Chris, they're already paid. They don't get paid on the ratings and of the network gets
Right.
more money for the advertisers that they could sell if the number's higher, but they don't get the NBA's money doesn't change. You have a deal that's already set up.
Let's go quickly to Marty in Kentucky. Marty on with Chris and Rob.
What's up with all these Kentucky guys liking Rob, River, and Lyle?
That's right.
But River, I thought River had jumped off the Parker bandwagon.
River
I had
he
to bribe
dissed
him
him
with
yesterday.
Rob Parker.
That's right.
I had to bribe him with a no way, no how hoodie just to get him to say something to Rob like that. He loves Rob. Anyway, this load management deal, it's touchy because, you can do it under the table, even if the league tries to control it.
Right.
You could say, my knees inflamed, my foot's inflamed,
Right.
and you can get games
That's
off.
exactly what they're doing for this.
Yeah, I think the league should approach it like this. Get with the networks, get with the teams, tell the teams, say, okay, you want to give a player or players load management, work with us here. These nationally televised games, let's make sure we don't use those games. Let's have them scheduled so fans don't buy tickets and get disappointed, and let's work this out.
Right, there's got to be something to give and take. Let fans know if he really has a schedule, Chris, for the rest of the year, give Clipper fans an option to get a refund on those games. If he already knows, right? I got tickets for the back-to-back in December or January, right? Already. I know he's not playing. That was the night I was taking people out, and I had 4 tickets. Let me get a refund.
Right. Hey, it's the Odd Couple. I'm Chris. He is Rob, and we want to encourage all of you to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
That's right. You can listen to us on the radio, and now you can watch us as well, and it's fun.
No question about it. And remember, all